Hey y'all, so I did about a 40-minute teaching on my YouTube page that I definitely suggest you guys go ahead and view, go ahead and watch. It's about Aquaman and connecting him to Poseidon and Enki and the Sumerian creation story. I also put some scriptures in there and talked about the Garden of the Gods. I'm going to come back with a part 2 because that's a video that's very in-depth. But what I really want to talk about is that scene with it taking place in the desert, that this is what they call the beginning of Atlantis. Now, Plato said something very similar. He began to talk about Atlantis being in the West Saharan desert, the eye of the Saharan desert. And if you go on Google Maps, you'll begin to see this. And the coordinates and the measurements are identical to what Plato wrote. But what's even more interesting is that he did not start writing about this until the Middle Ages. What was taking place in the Middle Ages biblically and amongst black people? This is when you see that 400-year gap that I talk about all the time. The Dark Ages, when they tell us that the Most High was silent and that there's no Israelite history going on. This is completely false, guys. This is actually when the Israelites and the Moors were ruling Spain and Eurasia. So a lot of their teachings were going forth and being talked about. We also have to know that there was a great Grecian influence on us as a people throughout this time as well. This is when the Hellenistic ages was going to war with the Jews and with the Christians and with the Moors. We will begin to see throughout this time, that's when the Israelites were under Greek captivity. Now, you still had some who were living autonomously in the Hasmonean dynasty, but I just find it very interesting that this Greek philosopher began to talk about some things that occurred in Near Eastern culture. I mean, this story has been told many times amongst the Sumerians, amongst the Assyrians and the Akkadians, and so on and so forth. Now we begin to delve into the deep ties. So, what ties does Greek have to African culture? That's something that we have to delve into even further. Also, when you look at the god of Atlantis and realize that it's Atlas, he's the same god of the AKAs. So, we're going to do some deep talking and some deep digging. Like this video, comment down below, share it, as well as subscribe to my YouTube page, Jacolia of Jacolia Gems. Signing out.